Hello, welcome to Subjective Insights. It's recording, isn't it? Yeah, it's recording. It's a beautiful day today. Look at that sky. Look at it. It's divine, divine. Today, I fancy talking about fronts. There's no point looking in the camera. I can't even see my face. It's too bright. Can't check if my front's on right. So, a front is a kind of lie. And the reason why somebody lies is because they're either wanting to protect something, or somebody else has kind of declared their standards of judgment, and the person who's lying cares about that as a person and respects that as a person so much that they lie to hide the parts of themselves from that person that they think would make that person cut off contact or relationship with them. The world and the moralistic reasoning has it the wrong way round. All the moralistic reasoning does is makes us beat up the weakest members of society. It makes us retaliate against vulnerability. And it's sick, and I hate it. The reason why people front is because they feel they're not good enough. That's it, plain and simple. And we've been taught that from a young age. I mean, bringing a child up is teaching that child to not express its spontaneous inner life, but to kind of put a gate between what goes on inside and what goes on outside. It's a form of abuse, and as all abuse has it is heart control, that's what's behind it, is to make the baby become an adult that will fit in, that will do what it's told, that will abide by social norms. The thing about fronts, though, is that they're actually easy to read. There's an episode of Sherlock, the BBC series with Benedict Cumberbatch, where he goes into the room of this woman and she's totally naked. She has no clothes on at all, and it has this kind of device within that series where it kind of tries to let you in on Sherlock's thought process, where it will put up what he's thinking and what it indicates, but with her it just comes up with question marks because she has no front, so Sherlock has nothing to read. It's the idea that the disguise is what reveals what the disguise is meant to hide. I mean, in my sense, a lot of people have said to me, or some people have said, that I come across as if I've got it all sorted out, but I mean, I implicate myself in everything that I say. And the very fact that I talk about what I talk about should show you my neuroses. It should show you what I find difficult, where I'm vulnerable and what I want. But you can often say, one of the fronts that's quite common at the moment is people saying, I'm strong, I need nobody, I don't need anybody in my life, I'm strong enough to do it by myself. But behind that, and you can see that it's behind it because of what the front's protecting, or the very act of defending something is what reveals that there's something there to be defended. It's like the whole structure of the bank vault, the massive steel doors and the big old walls and all the security guards, is a big old cross saying, here is treasure. And so that front, I need nobody kind of front, you read it by seeing the obverse of it, that actually they do need people. And it's typical because that front generally surrounds the erotic relationship and the romantic relationship, or the desire for the romantic relationship, which is what people really want. And I think, I don't mean to be stereotyping women, not all women are like this, but the mindset of women that's been generated through evolution, through thousands and thousands of years of being the homemaker, is one of wanting somebody to protect them, to bring in the bread and stuff like that. And so that's what a lot of them want at their heart secretly. I think, in a sense, all of us want that, even men. But that's a stereotypical womanly attitude, and that's why that front is typically generated by women. I don't need a man in my life kind of thing. Men very rarely have that front. I haven't seen a man display that front. I've seen him displaying a woman who would have him, you know, talking about how they're all trouble and stuff. And the typical kind of man talk is banter about how difficult women make their life and stuff like that. I mean, and even behind that, yeah, sure, it is a man expressing that he doesn't want the woman as the front, but really he does. I remember my mum went on holiday for a week. And at first my dad was quite pleased, you know, he didn't have to make any concessions, he didn't have to go and sit and watch TV with her whilst he really wanted to go on the radio. But within 2 or 3 days he was like, oh, it's quiet now, oh, Miss Mandy, I wish she was back, kind of thing. In a very big sense, what a lot of us want, what I want, is somebody that could just read the fronts, you know, and react not to the front, but to what front's hiding. In relationships, when one person wants to break up the relationship, or one person isn't so happy with the relationship and they're umming and ahhing about staying in, they will portray the person they're in a relationship with to their friends as if they are just the front and not what the front's hiding. And that's because they want, it's just a funny old thing, there needs to be social acceptability in most of our actions. So we make them out to be a monster. And this is where the typical, you know, the friends of either of the partners that are broken up, they come around, they go, oh, he's evil, he's a monster, or she's bad for you, and all this kind of stuff. And then, I mean, that's the front you put up, because really what's behind it is I was hurt in it. I love this person and I wanted to be with them. That was my big desire, and it was just unbearable and I had to escape, so I had to represent to you their front. And then the person doing that, i.e. me, I've done it, I think everybody does, they become trapped by their own front then into that kind of thing. I mean, it annoys me specifically because if you watch what I put up, if you read my blog, a lot of it is about dismantling the front and seeing through that. Yet people still, they cave to my weaknesses there. They cave to my human propensity to focus on the front. Instead of saying, look, Chris, by your own logic, by your own thinking, by what you talk about, what you're saying is bullshit. You know all that's front that you're saying there. Don't you see beyond that? Anyway, goodbye.